Folks, before I hand over the mic across to Sushma, a quick one about Sushma. I'm sure we are already aware, we would have read the poster that contained just about barely some information on her. But Sushma is an internationally certified licensed Heal Your Life leader. She's done a lot of these workshops all across. And it's her motivation to heal the society, to heal the people, everybody around, give people happiness. That's what brings up her over here. So it's great to be with such healers, especially in times like this when thought patterns can turn negative, when there's so much of negativity around, when we have various kind of doubts. So I suppose we're very fortunate that we're having an opportunity to hear a speaker like this. You can use the chat option in between when you want to ask her something. And in any case, you can always come on the mic also. She's requested to come with a diary and a pen. So have some writing material close to you for taking the notes that she's going to be sharing. All the very best. I look forward to Sushma ji. All over to you now.
Thank you so much, Colonel Saab. And Sushma ji, we'll start this session. And just to reiterate, we are keeping everyone on mute for the time being, and all questions will be taken towards the end of the session. And so anyone would have any questions, they can raise their hands, and that's how Sushma ji will address each and every question. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, once again for participating. Sushma ji, all over to you now, please.
Thanks, Jatin. So we are 39 of us, nearing a score. Yeah, 40 now, Sushma ji, 41. So the count is going up quickly. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Ashok ji. Yes. So one of the, I think, it's a very good opportunity that I've got to spread this work. And this work, basically, it is like everything starts from you. If you are positive, then you will be able to spread that positivity around you. So today I've taken a subject which is health, and of course all of us are now more concerned about it. I would like to start with a short introduction of myself. So, along with being a Heal Your Life workshop leader, I'm actually a genetic counselor as well. So, I deal with a lot of genetic diseases, and inside out, every day of my work is dealing with patients, dealing with hospitals. So, just imagine the surprise which I had when one of my friends came and said, Sushma, I don't know, there could be actually emotional basis to diseases as well. So, of course, I didn't believe that, because what I've been studying throughout has been that genes are involved in the diseases, plus lifestyle plays a major role. But emotions, could that be even a possibility? So, she spoke about this person called Louise Hay, and she has done a lot of workshops, and she's one of the pioneers of self help and self-love awareness programs across the world. She actually started this work in 1970s, where the idea or concept of self-love didn't even exist. So she has written a book called Heal Your Body, where she has mentioned each and every disease and associated emotion behind it. Of course, then out of curiosity, I went and saw the first thing, which I have been dealing with indigestion from childhood, and I was curious what could be the reason for it. And it was mentioned that indigestion could be because of fear. And yes, I could connect the dots very well. In my childhood, I've been a very, you can say, insecure person who did not want to speak up and did not feel worthy enough of talking to others. Fear of what if I go wrong. And that's when I realized, yes, this science could also be one of the parameters. And that's when I started with the journey of Heal Your Life workshops. I have done a couple of workshops across, and I think the most memorable ones have been with old age home, where there was a lot of need that to be told that they are actually worthy, and it is not because they did something wrong that they are actually in that place. So today I will be talking a lot about health. I would like to just ask you all what health means to you. You could just type in one or two words in the chat so that we can see. Hello. So Ashokji is saying wellness, Pranoti is saying free of diseases, uh, Sahil is saying psychological, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Yes, quite a few. Yes. Okay. So, can everyone hear me clearly?
Yes, you are audible. Fair enough.
Okay. Okay. So let's just start with something exciting. What I would like everyone to do now is just close your eyes and think of an incident which made you angry. Just replay that whole incident. What did the other person say? What did you want to say back to that person? How did you feel in that situation? How is your body feeling right now? Just be aware of that. Now you can open your eyes. I would like you to again put it in the chat box. How did you find it in the body? What were the emotions and how did it feel in the body while you were thinking of the incident? One or two words? Yes, Anandji is saying breathing pattern changed. Body felt restless. Bhagwatji is saying a different kind of sensation. Ashokji is slight stress. Jayaji is saying heat, pulse increased, restlessness. Okay. Now we'll have one more thing, exercise. Let's go back to our childhood and everyone must remember different tongue twisters. So, Jatinji, I would like you to unmute everyone. Yes, thank you. So now I want every one of you to say red lorry, yellow lorry.
Red
Red
lorry, yellow
lorry,
lorry,
yellow
red
lorry,
lorry,
red lorry,
yellow
yellow
lorry,
lorry,
red
red
lorry,
lorry,
yellow
yellow
lorry,
lorry, red lorry,
red
yellow
lorry,
lorry,
yellow
red
lorry,
lorry,
red
red
lorry,
lorry,
yellow
yellow
lorry, red
lorry,
lorry,
red
yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry,
Red lorry, yellow lorry.
Fast, fast. Quicker, faster.
red
Red
lorry,
lorry,
yellow
yellow
lorry, red
lorry,
lorry,
red
yellow
lorry,
lorry,
yellow
red
lorry,
lorry,
red
yellow
lorry,
lorry,
yellow
red
lorry.
lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry.
Thank you so much. Jatinji, you can mute them all. Now, how did you can just put in the chat bot.
Can you say that again, please?
Can you just put in the chat bot? How did this feel in the body, or what kind of sensation was there? Hello. Hello?
Yeah, so we have people replying on the chat.
I am Jatinji, I'm not able to see the chat.
If you just click on your screen there, on the bottom you will find a pop-up which says chat. When you click on that, it opens up a new pop-up for you.
Just a second. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Difficult to continue without mistakes. It was fun. Yes. So this was just a teaser of how what is going on inside your body, and you can actually sense what are the changes which are going on inside the body. Now, Louise actually has designed a wonderful meditation which where gives an example of how your emotions are a mirror, or your body is a mirror of your emotions. So I'll be taking you through this meditation. You have to close your eyes and just to be aware of the sensations in the body. Was I audible? Is that okay?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Just a second. I'll just play the music. Is everyone able to hear the audio?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Now I'll just close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths and allow your body to relax. Feel a wave of relaxation flowing from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. Become aware of your breathing. Allow the gentle in and out of your breath to take you into a deeper and quieter place. Now, aware of a place in your body that needs your attention. Perhaps it feels tense or painful or uncomfortable. Let your attention go to that part of your body. What is the emotion being held there? Ask your body, what is the emotion being held there? Now, imagine that this part of your body has a voice and it can speak to you. Silently ask it what the discomfort is about. Silently ask it what the discomfort is about. Listen patiently for the answer. Then ask what you can do to release the discomfort. Ask your body, what can you do to release the discomfort? Then, if you can reach that place easily, place your hand on it. Imagine that you're breathing into the infinite well of love. Imagine you're breathing into the infinite well of love in your own heart. And then breathing that love down your arm and into your hand and into the part of your body that needs it. Continue doing that until you can feel a relaxation or easing of the discomfort. Our bodies are such wonderful feedback devices. They will tell us everything that we need to do if we ask and listen. Now gently bring your awareness back to the room, and when you feel ready, open your eyes. Hello, Jatinji. Okay, amazing. Now I would like you to write in your journal or notebook, what did your body tell you? And also write, is the pain or discomfort less now that there is awareness about the problem? Let me know once you're done. So the questions were, what did your body tell you? Second question was, is the pain or discomfort less now that there is awareness about the problem? Let me know once everyone, once you've finished writing. Would anyone like to share how was this experience? Please put your hand up in the chat box so that we can unmute you. Would anyone like to share their experience? Hello. Am I audible? Whoever would like to share their experience, can you just raise your hand in the chat box?
I think we can suggest people to just put it on the
chat box.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, did you feel any sensation, particular sensation, more in a particular body part? Can you just mention which body part was it? You could feel more sensation, more throbbing, or was there some kind of uneasiness around that body part? Pranoti is saying stomach, neck region, head. Yes. Head region. Thank you so much for sharing. Bhagwat ji is saying eyes. Quite a few people have said head. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing. Now, let me take you through what these sensations or body parts actually mean. Now, just like we have an indicator on our two-wheelers or even in the car, which tells us when we need to go and fill up petrols. Similarly, body has this mechanism to tell us that there is something wrong. Either you are thinking in a particular way which is harming you, or there is something in the external environment that which is triggering you. Please pay attention. So that's how body responds to what is going on inside us, inside our head, and outside as well. So as I was saying, Louise actually she used to see a lot of patients, and what she did was compiled what kind of emotional issues these patients had, and she came up with this correlation of which body part means what. Now let me just take you through that. So basically emotions again, emotions means energy in motion. As we had learned in our school that energy can be neither created nor destroyed. So just imagine the emotions which we are having, where is it all going? If we are not talking it out, expressing it out, somewhere in the body that all these emotions are getting stored. So guilt, if we have guilt over a particular thing, usually what we want in return is some kind of punishment for feeling guilty about a particular thing. So if we are having pain in a particular body part, it's good that we should be aware or think, what is it that I'm feeling guilty about at this point? For anger, again, there are different ways of expressing anger. Quite a few people, we've been taught that it is not okay to express anger. Again, this anger gets stored in, and this is expressed in the forms of boils, burns, cuts, fevers, sores, or inflammation. Criticism, Louis says very interestingly that if a person is criticizing someone, then the person actually criticizes. Okay, just a second. I think screen is not getting shared. Just a second. Let me just share the screen again. Jatanji, where to where? Yes, just got it. Yes, now can everyone see the screen? Hope the screen is visible now.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes. Okay, so and again, resentment. We tend to keep a lot of things in our to ourselves, and that can create resentment and resulting into tumors or cancer in the body as well. Now, different organs, what they represent is head. A lot of you said they did feel some kind of tension in the head. Head usually represents us. So head is what we see, show to the world. If there is some kind of sensation, that means that we are actually thinking that something is wrong with us. So example is headache. If a person is having a headache, it would be a good idea to just go back and see what are they telling themselves that they shouldn't have done, or where are they feeling that they are less than others. So any kind of negative emotion to ourselves will create a headache. Second was hair. Of course, we all know that tension hair, so hair loss will happen. So again, that's body's way of telling us that there's a lot of tension that is stored in, and you need to let go of that tension. One simple thing to do is if you tell your scalp to relax, And if it relaxes, that means that you are actually holding in a lot of tension. Ears, again, it represents capacity to hear. And this one, a lot of hearing problem is seen in kids. So when they have this, or even when we have ear problems, that means that there's something which is going on in the surrounding which we don't. Again, it represents the capacity to see something we didn't want to see in the past, present, or future. Again, here, those who have specs, just see if it is correlating. Of course, it might not correlate 100%, but when you got your specs for the first time, was there something going on around you which you didn't like? Maybe a year back or 2 years back when you actually got your specs. Neck represents the ability to be flexible. If there is some issue with the neck, that means that we are being stubborn. We don't want to listen to what the other person is saying. Throat actually represents ability to speak, and we feel when there is some issue with the throat sore, then just go back and see if there is some, if we are feeling inadequate to stand up for ourselves, and or we want to say something but we are not able to do that. Arms, again, if there is some uneasiness, we have some issues with accepting life completely. Fingers, now could you write in the chat bot, what do you think? Does each finger represent a different emotion, or would it represent the same emotion?
Pardon again?
Fingers, what do you think? Do fingers actually represent different emotions, or do they represent same emotion? Just like we did it for each organ, what do you think the fingers might be representing? What do you think the thumb finger represents? Would anyone like to guess what does the thumb finger actually represent?
Hi, this is Krupa. I think thumb finger is sort of sense of confidence, authority, power.
Yes. Nice. Yes. And any negative emotion that you can think associated with it?
Yeah, the same thing when it goes down, you say thumbs down or something like that, all crestfallen.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yes. Okay. So there now in these, we always want to know how can we release some kind of emotions. I would like to teach you a very simple exercise right now to release our emotions, negative emotions. Am I visible to everyone? Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So with both hands, one hand, you just have to hold each finger. Once you're done with the thumb finger, you can shift to the next finger. Okay. Let's do this by closing your eyes. Close your eyes.
Sushma, can you repeat the process once again?
Yes, yes. So you have to hold each finger with the other hand. Start with the thumb finger, then you can go to the next finger, then middle finger, then ring finger, and then the little finger. So use one hand to hold the other hand or other finger. Is the process clear?
Sorry.
Okay, so please close your eyes. Start with your thumb finger. Hold your thumb finger with the other hand. Stay with that finger. Feel the sensation in that finger. Slowly go to the next finger. Now go to the middle finger. Now slowly shift to the ring finger. Slowly shift to the little finger. Now, has everyone completed the exercise?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let me tell you what each finger represents. And so the thumb finger actually represents worry. If you were feeling some kind of sensation in the thumb finger right now, it meant that you are releasing worry out of your body. Thumb finger represents worry. Then the index finger represents fear. If you're feeling some sensation in the index finger, then it means that fear was there in the body and it is getting released. Middle finger actually is anger. So you were releasing anger through the middle finger. Ring finger represents sadness. Ring finger represents sadness. And the little finger represents self-esteem. So if you were having any negative thoughts about yourself, then it gets released to the little finger. So I'll repeat it again. Thumb finger represents worry. Index represents fear. Middle finger represents anger. Ring finger represents sadness. And the little finger represents self-esteem. So you could do this simple exercise whenever 5 minutes max, 5-10 minutes is what is required, but this will help you to calm down. Whenever we don't have a lot of time to sit and meditate, this also could be one of the ways of releasing negative emotions from the body. Any questions surrounding this? You can ask, of course, ask questions in the chat box. I will answer those.
Sushma, Krupa again.
Yes. Yes.
You see, my information, I would put it simply, humbly like that, is that every tip of the fingertips are all the termination points of all your neural systems. So there is always, in my lectures or classes, and I always advise who doesn't have time to exercise, gymming, this, that, clap your fingers such that the palm to palm, each one faces very accurately for a minimum of 2 minutes continuously, which almost amounts to 120 claps, if in case you are doing it fast and things like that.
Okay.
And, you will feel a little bit of all these things, and you feel energized fundamentally. You feel body feels energized and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Acupressure points.
Yeah, acupressure points. That's what. I normally do this and also say this other people like that. So I just wanted to get it ratified. Is that anything medically or from your experience what I'm saying is wrong or right? Or?
No, I think there are different ways of releasing things. And of course, thank you for sharing. This has been known often, and even in the laughter therapy, and even in yoga, this is what is recommended. So of course, that could be one of the ways of being energized. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Okay. So after this exercise, we continue with different organs. I'll just go over it once. So stomach, again, stomach represents digestion. So if there is some issue with the digestion, that means that we are afraid of new experiences. I remember that whenever in my life, when there used to be some new thing coming up, new job, or shifting a city, or just going to a new class, that also was fearful. And I was able to sense that the acid reflux I had, it used to increase during these times. So stomach is represents digestion, and if you are having any issues with it, it means afraid of new experiences. Or any reproductive organ related issue, it means that we are actually rejecting our femininity or masculinity. Colon means ability to let go. It represents ability to let go, and if there is something which we are not able to let go, that means that there's a fear of releasing the old, represents colon. Legs, of course, carrying us forward in life. So if we are having some issue with the leg, that it means that there's fear of moving forward in life. Knees, just like our shoulders, represent flexibility. We are refusing to bend, or we are actually self-righteous and not able to see the other side. Skin represents our individuality. Feeling threatened by someone, if we are feeling threatened by someone, it might come up as a skin issue or skin problem. Now I would like to ask if anyone in the group knows of people who have had back issues, or they themselves might be having back issues.
Can you pardon again what you mentioned for the skin issues?
Skin means that you are feeling threatened by someone around you, or by yourself. Something is threatening you. I would like to ask if anyone has some kind of back issue or knows of people who have back issues. We quite often, actually, everyone now, because of the sedentary lifestyle, we do some of the other time have back issues. Of course, that is one of the factors for having a back issue.
Yeah, it is attributed to ergonomics. These days in corporate setups, back problems are very common, and then it's attributed to ergonomic issues rather than healing,
Yeah.
That's
So
perception.
Yes. One of the things is, of course, that we are not walking enough, or we are having a sedentary lifestyle. But interestingly, if you observe, if there is a phase in life where you are having severe back pain, the basically back represents your support system. So you could just go back and see which part of the back. So if you're having some issue in the upper back, that means there is lack of emotional support. You are wanting emotional support. So you can, that could be just from anyone around you in the office, at house, any place. Then middle back actually represents guilt. So if you're having any problem with the middle back, just go back and see, is there any incident which is making you feel guilty at that point? And I think I have personally seen a lot of people who have lower back issues. One of the thing could be, is there any money related thought that is going on? I don't have enough money, or what will I do in future? Would that be enough? How much should I save? If there is excessive pain, just think just see, go back and see if there is something that is going on in your mind related to money. Does this resonate with anyone in the group? Has anyone experienced any can make a correlation or felt that
My
this?
wife has a severe bad and she always talks about money.
Sorry, I was not able to hear.
So my wife complains severe backache every time.
Okay. Okay. And which part is it?
It's a lower part.
Okay. Okay.
And what about stomach you are saying?
Stomach is digest new ideas or experiences. So are you actually resisting change in your life? Is there something that is new and you don't want to accept it, or fearful of the new?
Yeah, most of the time people can say fear is the one which churns the stomach, and then
Yes.
in fact exam fear, interview fear.
We say butterflies in the
customer
stomach.
fear,
Yeah.
butterflies in
The
stomach.
stomach, yes. We have had a lot of idioms or phrases associated with body parts, and actual meaning also is there. So next would be,
Can you please elaborate
yes.
more about the skin we mentioned, because I'm trying to relate somewhere so that
Okay.
we are in the right position to analyze.
So there's now, in case if you're not able to figure out the reason for it, as in it is not fitting in what the thought pattern is, that's okay. You could just go back and you will find your answers later on as well. So you'll have to figure out for yourself which situation is actually triggering it. If there are places where you feel more threatened.
So you have mentioned for skin especially the fear, right?
Feeling threatened by someone.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll just go to the next one. So next is breast. Breast is nourishment. So if anyone is having issue nourishment to others and they are not getting nourished themselves, so you can see a lot of problems where बच्चों के लिए सब कर दिया, family के लिए सब कर दिया, but खुद के they are not taking care of themselves. So in those cases, we can actually see breast problems. Heart, of course, as we know, heart is जैसे बोलते कि प्यार, love, joy, everything is related to heart. So if there is any issue with the heart, that just go back and see if that you are denying some yourself of love or joy. And I could also later on we can discuss about other parts or other things which are coming up. You could just email it across to me. Okay, so what do you think? What is the use of understanding all this? There's so much I've spoken about about each organ represents this. This is the thought pattern. So if you could just type in the chat box, what do you think could be the use of understanding all this? Tell me, why do you think that this could be useful to understand which organ represents what, or what is the thought pattern behind it?
So what I understand, Sushma, should be that if I'm clear about the emotion and the corresponding part of the body, so in case there's a pain in that particular part, one can always handle that emotion.
Yes.
Handle the emotion, the pain will disappear. So we should, when the underlying emotion is handled, the pains will start disappearing.
Thank you so much, Ashok, for sharing. Ashok ji, for sharing. Yes. So basically, what now? Of course, let me just give you an example. For example, see if there is some exam and I do very bad in that exam. I am thinking that it was my mistake. I didn't study. That's why I'm going to get low marks. And just going on about this and worrying till the result comes, which might be what, 2 months, 3 months, and then just thinking about it daily. So could there be any other way that I could respond to this kind of situation? What are the, so example, what would you do if you were, the exam was not good, or you didn't do very well in the exam? Or in a so in the office, some task was given and you
Sushma, I think see these type of thought process to think differently always occurs along with the mental maturity.
Yes.
And one has to grow up. When I say grow up, see, we have spent 30 minutes or more than that. We all have grown up 35, 40 minutes. But are we really grown up is a question that is to be asked to our own self. Even for that, one need to have open mind. You know, to learn is to completely unlearn and then go on attend something like that.
Yes.
So when that sort of an exam and things like that, we can always advise. But as a student at that level, it's possibly they are not equipped to understand and appreciate the sort of a thing. Even a new fresh engineer or fresh, a person who's going for employment or something like that. Maybe as a father, when I say father, is middle-aged, grown, hopefully, and experienced and all that. It is for them, this sort of a thing is to make them aware. Hey guys, listen, these are all emotional stress that you are undergoing, and this is a specific part of it is getting affected because of that. If in case you are aware, fundamentally to start with, you are aware that you are getting affected because of these emotions, control that, number one. Subsequently, how to get rid of that, go further, one step ahead, and practice that. And then you become a more of a, what do you call, self-healing person.
Handle those emotions better.
Yeah, well, at that time. So it's a presence of mind, awareness, and appreciating that point also, all are required. And sort of popping a pill, you see in filmy style, pop up a pill and then tap, tap, and then they do it, and then they say that, oh, okay, this is how it is. So this sort of a thing creates a different school of thought.
Yes.
So people have to have that appreciation for this school of thought.
Yes.
and digest it, accept it,
Yes.
and go into it. I mean, this is my 2 cents, my submissions.
Yes. I understand. So I think first important thing is I appreciate all of you showing up for this kind of a talk. So it just that coming up and showing up is the first step to making
Yeah.
that change. So
Yeah,
what Louis says is it's a thought also can be changed. It's just a thought. So thought is basically 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts that we have every day. And even if we start being aware of how many of those thoughts are we carrying on from so many years, will make a difference. Of course, it is difficult to change overnight, and this talk is not meant to say that you just shift your ideologies. It is more of start being aware of how to handle it. Now I'm going to talk about something called as affirmations, which Louise actually she has a lot of affirmations for each and every kind of to release anger, to release criticism. So she first goes to the belief factor. Where do we get our beliefs from? We get our beliefs from our parents and from our surrounding, and these beliefs are usually from 0 to 8 years that we acquire these beliefs. Now we didn't know that these are something which we can actually change. It is up to us whether we want to continue those beliefs or not. Yes. So this is uh, first thing is being aware of what is going on, and then going to the next level of it. So here, if you see, there are the blue book or the Heal Your Life, Heal Your Body book has these three columns. First, she talks about the problem. Next, she talks about the probable cause, and she talks about affirmation or new thought process. So affirmation basically those are like planting seeds. You don't expect that the seed will grow into a tree immediately, but if you start saying these things to your mind again and again, you will get, or your mind will start accepting these things. So here the most important, I think, most of us are surrounded or have seen people with diabetes, high blood pressure, and cholesterol. So for diabetes, what could be the reason is usually diabetic people are those who give out a lot of love to others. They don't, they are not good receivers. So they'll always do things for others, but when it comes to themselves, they'll feel that it's okay even if they don't get it. So Louis said the probable cause for emotional cause for diabetes could be longing for what might have been, a great need to control, deep sorrow, or no sweetness left in their life. So for this, there is a nice affirmation which says, "This moment is filled with joy. I now choose to experience the sweetness of today." So similarly for high blood pressure actually is related to suppressed emotions. We were talking a lot about suppressed emotions. Main three emotions are sadness, anger, and guilt. So there has to be a way that we let it go. Otherwise, it will actually create a havoc in the body. So this whole talk is about how you can actually control these things at the initial level, instead of getting it to to that great extent that a person is getting hospitalized or associated with it. So high blood pressure is suppressed emotions. So if they learn to actually speak up, and of course the person who has not been speaking up for a long time or is comfortable being quiet, it is difficult to change immediately. For those, what can be done is, if that's, it's not needed that we actually speak out our emotions, and if we feel that the other person in front of us is going to get hurt, instead there are ways of letting out emotions. One good way is writing it down. You don't need to get the other person involved in it. You can just write it down. So you can just write it down. That is how you could release even your anger, and that is how you could also, just if you're feeling some incident has hurt you deeply, putting it on a paper and letting go of it makes a lot of difference. Just a second, I think. Sorry, Jatinji, I'm not able to see the chat box.
Sushma, go down to the bottom of your screen.
Just move your mouse and towards the bottom of the page, you'll find a chat icon there. Click on that.
Just get your cursor.
And, no, if it's not on the bottom of your page,
then look up.
On top, you'll be able to see that share screen button. Above that, you'll have this option of participants and chat.
Okay. Participants. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Got it?
Yeah,
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Great.
Jatanji, could you mute others?
Yeah.
All.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much. Okay. So, were there any questions till now? Anything that resonated with you or you would like to discuss?
Hello, Sushma ji.
Yes.
Are you hearing my voice?
Yes.
Yeah, this is Feroza Mullah. Actually, what you have mentioned, hi everyone. And actually, I have a diabetes, I have a high blood pressure, and I have a high thyroid. And my skin always changes. Means rashes. Always I got a rashes like a red.
Okay.
It will not coming to my body color and this. And always I'm going ahead with all those things. So what will be suggestions or how to control? Though I am a businesswoman, so most of the time all the tension is there.
Yes. Yes.
So
I
like
think
that,
when you are tense, yes, I think one thing which we all face is a lot of tension around us. So we could just write it down. Writing it down makes a lot of difference.
Yeah, I
then
have that
ask
habit.
Yes, ask yourself what is it about the situation which is making you so uncomfortable, and where is it coming from?
Okay. That I can. Then it will be solved, no problem.
We could just chat offline as well later on. There are a few other processes to get deeper into it. Also, I think we all, one thing is, so Louis says anything the question is in our life, the answer is always self-love. So when we are not prioritizing ourselves, that is when we actually see a lot of issues coming up around us. So whenever, whatever happens, start with that first. There's a very nice affirmation which can be used, and actually if we say to have an effect, Louis says around at least 400 times in a day that we should say it. I would love everyone to say this right now to themselves. I love and accept myself. I love and accept myself exactly as I am. Try to say this to yourself and see if this sounds true or not. There is an inner voice which will immediately say, how can you love yourself when you are fat, when you are, there you don't have money, when you just, there are so many issues going on in your life. How can you love yourself? That is not possible. So who else can actually do that for us? there's no one other, we can't expect others to teach us how to love ourselves. So when the saying that if we cannot pour from an empty glass holds very true, unless we start giving ourselves importance and speaking up for us slowly, and of course gradual small changes. It's not like they're 40 or 45 years or whatever we have learned a way, and then suddenly we are thinking nahi nahi chalo abhi aaj se positive thing karna hai. Just small changes, what this one affirmation actually would help a lot. And a second thing is saying this affirmation in front of a mirror. So there is a child in us who wants to who wants to hear from us that actually we are there to support it.
Okay.
We do keep on blaming others for our happiness, saying that usne aise nahi kiya, yeah, when he does that, she does that, that's when I will be happy. Why can't he change, and then only I'll be happy? So, but when we ask ourselves, are we ready to change, or do we want to actually listen to the other person saying that you should, I don't like this habit of yours? We actually get irritated when a person in front of us says that I don't like your habit. Similarly, for us, it is important that we start accepting ourselves. Second, very good affirmation is I am willing to change. So where as we discussed, I am willing to change.
Good. I have written.
Third, very nice. Yes, third, very nice affirmation for everyone. In this time, it is very important that we do. There are, of course, now and otherwise also, there are situations where we feel unsafe. So, if we have that assurance from within that we are safe, come what may, it will make a difference. So, the third affirmation is I trust life and I am safe.
I trust
life and I am safe. So three important affirmations for everyone, irrespective of what is going on in our life, is I love and accept myself exactly as I am. I love and accept myself exactly as I am. Second is I am willing to change. And third one is I trust life and I am safe.
And I myself.
Yes.
Thank you, Susma.
Okay. So this is one. These are health affirmations. I'll just also share. So you could even on YouTube you could just write down Louise say health affirmations. So she has affirmations for each and every body part, and you could just listen to it. That also does wonders.
Sushma, how often are you supposed to say these affirmations? Is it only when you feel uncomfortable or you're feeling the pain somewhere do you do it? Or if you know the right affirmation and you have been able to pinpoint the pain area, then how often should one repeat these?
Yes. So one first thing is that sorry, just a second. Yeah. So first thing is that if there is already a condition which exists for diabetes or blood pressure, of course, and this all doesn't mean that you have to stop your medications. It just means this is a complementary thing which can assist you to have a better health. So in those cases, if there's a disease already, you can go back to the probable cause of it, and then the affirmation which is written, even if you write it 21 times every day, that is also good enough. Or you could actually record these affirmations and listen whenever you're going to office or whenever you have free time. So hearing it in your own voice makes a better impact. Or so there are three. Third way is you can stick these affirmations where you can see, either on the mirror, because you're going to be as in you do go to the mirrors, or on your cupboard, or on the door. So this is for the disease aspect of it. second is if you find some discomfort. So what I personally also do is, if there is something which is happening in my body, I first go back to the book, Heal Your Body. It is called Heal Your Body. Look at the probable cause. And if I feel that yes, there is something which is correlating with the probable cause, then I do use that affirmation for that particular time. And usually I've seen that it does, the discomfort does go when I write the affirmation or say that affirmation. And I think the three important affirmations which I gave right now, those you have to say it more than 400 times actually. And yes, I know 400 times seems a lot, but we actually have 60,000 to 80,000 of thoughts every day. A little bit of time to say these affirmations, that is also going to make an impact. Or if we don't want to say this, you can just stick it where you can see. The subconscious mind actually takes a note of it. I have a lot of affirmations stuck wherever in the, actually everywhere, even in the washroom, on the bed, on the bedroom doors, everywhere. So I personally have seen a lot of difference. And yes, actually these workshop or Louis says work has been tried and tested in 72 countries, and it has made an impact on millions of lives. So it has been seen that so basically she just gives us tools to enhance our life. It is like a lot of times what we think is our life is not in our hands, but when we realize that if we take the responsibility of our life, then the shift happens. Till when we stop, unless we stop blaming others for what is happening in our life, the same life will continue. So
thank you, Sushma ma'am. Thank you so much. I think we are nearing. People have other. Yes. They're informing they have other sessions also.
Yes.
We can wind up quickly, please.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Yes. One second. Thank you, folks. Sushma ji, there are almost 70 people who have joined in the presentation.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you, Sushma. Thank you so much.
It's been wonderful.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, folks. And
Thank you so much.
Share, if you have personal questions, you can get in touch with Sushma ma'am. We will share the details of hers. And welcome. It's been very enlightening, Sushma ji. Very thoughtful. And just the beginning, folks. This is just a step towards that activity. Because the body is finally being controlled by the mind. If you can control the mind, the body can be controlled. So I think it's been a great session, Sushma ji. We look forward to more such activities from you.
Yes.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thanks, everybody. And we look forward next week another speaker for you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.